Hello, Wrestling Roundtable fans. TLD, World Vafitas coming here today. I decided to take some time out of my busy schedule to kind of go on a shoot, basically, on what's been going on the last 48 hours. For the people who haven't been on the Facebook page at facebook.com/Wrestling Roundtable, I wrote a little paragraph on how I was feeling about someone's particular comments on boycotting the WWE, at least SmackDown side of things, because of a certain person not getting the World Heavyweight title after cashing in Money in the Bank. And I'm talking about Daniel Bryan. For some odd reason, a boycott decided to go off and wanted to basically block all WWE programming from now on. And wants to basically blast it out there to let all the fans know in the world that WWE should be banned from now on because of one person's unable winning of the world title. Well, I came out here to discuss how stupid that sounds, on top of the fact to educate you a little bit about pro wrestling that maybe some people don't want to tell you about, but I'm going to tell you here. I've been watching wrestling for 21 years. I've been doing pro wrestling since I was in 2003. I ended up being on public access for a television show I was on. I also ended up actually becoming a real pro wrestler out there in front of you fans out there to entertain you. And I've learned a lot about pro wrestling ever since I've been a little boy, getting to where I am today. I found out that maybe wrestling is not the only thing that we need. We need characters, we need storylines, we need music, we need drama to get the point across of what pro wrestling really is about. But there has been a time where internet fans decided to go on the internet and talk about how bad pro wrestling has become, and has basically started dwindling down the product, and has also been influencing other people that pro wrestling is no longer worth watching, or they continue to watch pro wrestling but badmouth everything about it. But they love it, which doesn't make any damn sense. So I'm going to clear the facts for you. There are two kinds of wrestling fans. There are sports entertainment fans, like the WWE Universe, and there is internet fans who just like the wrestling part in general. The wrestling part in general, let's talk about that first. The wrestling part in general is just a bunch of high spots and is all about having choreographed matches. Now, choreographed matches are not exactly sellable to me. To me, it's when I see two guys going out there on a fight to fight for something, that's where it means something. But watching two guys go out there doing high flips and kicks and doing whatever else they want to do makes it look choreographed. It doesn't make it look real to me. I went to a Ring of Honor show, and I actually enjoyed the show. But there's a lot of choreographed spots on it that, to me, does not make it believable. On top of that, sometimes some of the people who are on there, I just don't feel are up to my par. But I respect every single night when they go out there and perform because they put their bodies on the line. And I do appreciate that, and that's why I applaud the things they do. But at the end of the day, when I go home and I really think about it, what I watched was something that wasn't really memorable. It's not something I'm going to stand out on the top of my head. I don't even remember the date of when I went. So now I get to the pro wrestling. The Rock comes back at Survivor Series. All the roundtable guys go. I think we all generally had a wonderful time. And if we compare it to Ring of Honor, we definitely had more fun. And there wasn't as much wrestling like there was. You see, The Rock came back to help us fans to really enjoy WWE again. Not to mention a pay, I'm sure. But at least he came out and came back to us and really is trying to show that this is an art form that's missing in pro wrestling. Not only just good wrestling, but good characters. And it's missing in this world. WWE tries its best to continue that form. Meanwhile, even though WWE is trying to do that, the internet fans decide to trash every single piece of movement that every wrestler does and basically disrespects the athletes that perform on pro wrestling. And yeah, it is disrespectful because when you say it was okay, he shouldn't have done this, he should turn heel, you know what? You're not a booker and you're not a businessman and you don't understand it. It's not just about wrestling. It's not about characters. It's also about getting money because that's what pro wrestling is about, folks. It ain't about art. It's not about going out there. Pro wrestling is not about just wrestling. It's about making money. And they make a lot of money. Okay, they're a $700 million company. And if those internet fans decide to go out and trash that $700 million company and prevent other people from liking it because they can badmouth it on social media networks, well, you know what? You want to destroy wrestling and you not have any wrestling, you don't want to have any more video games, you don't want to have any more t-shirts, well, that's exactly what you're doing. You are trying to boycott a company that if they do not exist, no one else down there exists. So you can go ahead and trash it all you want. But the bottom line is you're wrong, and the 75% of you out there in the wrestling world probably have no idea how to run a company and have no idea what they're talking about. They are safe behind their computer, but when it comes to seeing one of those wrestlers in front of their face, I would love for them to say the same thing they do to a wrestler in that match and they said it was okay. Because I have no problem going up to any wrestler saying, hey, that was great, but here's what you could do. Ring of Honor, I enjoy it. I enjoy WWE. I enjoy everything about wrestling. I will not go out there and trash every single piece of it. Now, I may dislike a couple things. I didn't like how the whole ending of the TNA show went at Bound for Glory, which left a sour taste in my mouth to ever go to a TNA show again. I already had a worse one when Jeff Hardy did what he did. I had a worse taste in my mouth when WWE was doing the Katie Vick angle. I had some sour taste in Ring of Honor when they did a 30-minute match and Jay Lethal I saw was yawning. So, here's the bottom line, folks. Just enjoy wrestling for what it is. Don't trash anything. And internet fans, go out and find a job too, because that's very important in this economy. Don't worry about how wrestling's going. Go out, enjoy yourself. Enjoy pro wrestling for what it is. And if you want to badmouth pro wrestling or any company, why don't you go watch Gilmore Girls or Smallville. Do it on that turf. Just don't do it on pro wrestling. Let's keep this art form alive and running. My name is TLD, Will Vavias. Hope you learned something from this. And please, happy holidays.